What's up, YouTube? This is Bar911970. Thank you for watching my video. Alright guys, I was watching the Hyper Report this morning like I always do, and if you haven't watched it before, I highly recommend it. It's great information. Scott is a great person himself. But there's one thing I thought was very interesting that I saw today, and it might really have to do with the possibility of the whole Sandy Hook shooting, the whole Batman scenario. Now, hear me out. You have right now, one of the reports today was that in Louisiana, where that sinkhole is, that it's now starting to emanate methane gas. Methane gas is odorless. You can't see it. It's very toxic, and it's also very flammable. Now, where would there be any kind of connection? Well, the Super Bowl is in Louisiana. Now, I'm not sure how far away it is from the sinkhole, but from what I understand, it's not that far away. Now, when you talk about the whole Sandy Hook shooting, the Colorado shooting in Aurora, the whole Batman movie where they have the Sandy Hook on the map, which I've seen in the movie. I actually rented the movie and saw where it said Sandy Hook, so it wasn't like somebody placed that on there. And also, if you watch the movie in Batman, the only tower that you see with a name on it had Aurora. So there are going to be a lot of people that will automatically dismiss it and say that's crazy. And, you know, if you're somebody that's trying to do some kind of plot, you want it to seem absolutely crazy, so people will automatically dismiss it. But let's put this as a trifecta. Now, I'm not saying anything happens, and I definitely don't want anything to be happening, so I'll be very happy if I'm wrong. But if you don't mention it beforehand, then people will just say it's some kind of coincidence. But also in the Batman movie, you'll see in the latest movie that just came out, Dark Knight Rises, you see there is a tragedy at a football game where all of a sudden the middle of the stadium just collapses in. Now, if you have methane gas, which is highly flammable, you have the Super Bowl in Louisiana. If something were to happen at the Super Bowl, that should take a lot of doubt out of people's minds. Now, of course, I don't want anything to happen, so don't get me wrong. I'll be happy to be wrong. But to mention something like this beforehand, and God forbid something did happen, there would be a lot of people out there that were doubters or non-believers that may actually start saying it's a possibility, and that's a start. So again, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I am not saying all of this stuff is 100%, not coincidental, because it can be. But if you have, in the Batman movie, the name Aurora, you have the Aurora, Colorado shooting, you have the Sandy Hook where they point to it on the map, you have the Sandy Hook shooting. If they have something happen at the Super Bowl, that's 3 for 3 on things that people were talking about in that movie. And if you know about Illuminati and all that other fun stuff, whether I know if it's real or just a scare tactic, we'll never know. But they do talk about how they mention things before they do them. So, 1, definitely coincidence. 2, something to think about. 3, there's something to it. So, I'm making a video about it beforehand, and I guess we'll wait and see what happens. Who knows? If enough people talk about it, maybe it actually stops something from happening. So, we'll see what happens, but I thought I would at least mention it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I look forward to the comments. Peace.